What's up, everybody? It's Let's Get Paranormal. Today, I am joined with Kyle. He was doing some palm reading. Let's go. Your own palm?
I'm going to come in like 5 minutes.
Oh, what the fuck? I'm going to keep a timer. All right.
Yeah, fuck yeah, you're going to time this. Oh.
Travel back in time with us to 1800s, 90s, I guess. I guess we should say. We're going to talk about the Lizzie Borden house. Pretty famous unsolved cold case from way back then.
Yeah, it's still, to this day, it's still talked about a lot.
Yeah, and still the story attracts people to go there all the time. Like us, like we want to go there.
Yeah, that's definitely like on the list of like scary places to go is Lizzie Borden house. I mean, just to the fact of like what occurred there, and then not only that, but like the history of it being such a significant, like I want to say case, I guess.
Yeah.
And that it turned into like a kind of like a celebrity. The story itself is like really popular.
It's kind of crazy how like houses become celebrities in their towns. Mm-hmm. Like it's crazy. Like when you go to certain haunted or towns, they're like, you got to go here. Like it's like the house is just like, it's crazy when you get there. You get that feeling of like what the fuck are you coming in here for?
Yeah, like the Sally house was like the biggest like thumb sticking out because it's like. Everybody kind of knew where it was, but kind of like didn't want to be around it at the same time. And then everybody kind of like just talked about nothing but the Sally house. Like,
yeah, there's this little quick little thing at the Sally house. We actually ran into someone that actually got married there. Remember?
Yeah, that's cool as fuck. So, you know, things like that are dope, and like I would honestly think about getting married or someplace like that.
Haunted, especially like a really like oh, this is the scary place I ever went to. I want to get married there or something, you know.
Yeah, fucking A, like what would probably be like out of the places we've been to, what would be one place for you to get married at?
Haunted Hill House would be pretty cool. Yeah. It's just scary as fuck, but it'd be pretty
fuck. I honestly think just because of the vibe it is already and like the style of it would probably be St. James.
St. James?
Yeah, just because it's a hotel.
It looks nice.
It's really like antique. So to me, I probably would choose that.
Fuck, that'd be cool. So St. James really is a pretty place. I like how like every room has like their own like it's all the old furniture. Like they have like it looks like from that time. But fuck, we keep going off topic.
I was just about to ask. So what do you think about the Lizzie Borden song?
But so we're traveling back in time in 1892 to Falls River in Maine, right?
Maine, yes.
Maine. So this is the Borden house. Fuck, might have my screen time out. But we went going to Falls River. It's pretty much like the town was pretty much like a textile mill place. Like that's pretty much why that town was anything to begin with. There was a lot of like wealthy people that lived there because it was the mills, and a lot of people worked in like real estate and stuff like that. I don't know when the town was founded. I didn't really go that far back.
No, and to me there. I mean, to me, like the main thing is to gather information about the story and not like the history of the town.
But the house was it was built in I believe 1845. The address is 92 2nd Street. It's pretty much like in the middle of the town, like where all like the businesses are and stuff, the district. And we're talking about the Borden house. So actually, the Andrew Borden bought the house there. It's not like it's a big house, but it's not like a wealthy person's house.
No,
at the time. Andrew specifically bought the house because most of the wealthy people lived up on the hill, which was called the Hills, where all the really rich houses people lived. And he was kind of a greedy, kind of like stingy with his money, so he only wanted to buy something that he like was necessary. So when he bought the house, he bought it in the district so he could keep an eye on all his businesses, and it was like a walk from where he lived. And the house, another weird thing is that at that time there was electricity and shit. There was electricity, city water, you could connect there. But Andrew was such a cheap ass that he decided he didn't want to.
No.
He didn't want electricity, and he didn't want that. So he forced his family to live with they lived in like the 1700s.
Yeah. So,
with the candles and shit.
I mean, it's not to be honest. I mean, it's like being like in modern times now. Like a lot of people who own businesses that want to be successful and not worry about a lot of like setbacks, they usually really tame themselves when it comes to like going out and everything. So I can see him. I mean, he had a 2-bedroom or two-story house with like 12 bedrooms or 12 rooms in it. I mean, what can you really go wrong with and say that he wasn't wealthy? I mean, most people.
Well, at that time, most people were like, because electricity was readily available. It wasn't really like a thing like was like in excess. It was like even people that were common had electricity.
Okay.
But he just decided not to. So, and for a family of 4.
Yeah, because it was him. It was 5.
5.
His the maid.
Oh yeah,
was a living maid.
Yeah, so it was Andrew, Abby, his second wife, and then his 2 daughters, Emma and Lizzie.
Lizzie was the youngest. Yeah.
Yeah, and then of course like you said, the maid. So it's crazy, because everybody else in the neighborhood had electricity. Even people that weren't as wealthy as him had electricity.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of weird. He was just he was notorious for being known as a cheap ass, and like even like family meals were always cheap as fuck because he didn't want to put the extra money into it and stuff like that.
I mean,
and that's another reason why the family kept getting sick all the time.
Oh,
because he was a cheap ass, and they didn't have refrigeration, so he couldn't keep the food refrigerated, so they get sick constantly.
I've always wondered like how did we survive times like that, like when it comes to like meats and like vegetables, because I mean sure vegetables are there's not like really common diseases when it comes to it, but I mean you really think about it in those times, where were they throwing their shit?
Yeah, exactly.
Like was it just going in the same stuff they're using to water the fields with?
Yeah.
Stuff like that is something to think of. And then not only that too, but like being being someone who worked in like a food area, knowing how important it is to refrigerate things and have things temp and shit. I could understand like why like maybe back in the 19th century, a lot of those people had a lot of stomach issues.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, because plus they didn't have any knowledge of like bacteria and stuff like that. They believed in like, if I could see it, it's real.
Yeah.
Which it's I don't know. But the family got sick all the time. There's even the reason why later on why Maggie even took a nap is because she was feeling sick. Later on, we'll get into that later, but that's another reason. So you probably wonder what this colorful drink is. It's from a shop in Old Town, Albuquerque. It's called Native Boba Tea. I know you guys know Jimmy from the show. Her brother actually owns the shop, and he started this, and he has his permanent location down in Old Town. It's pretty tasty. They have a bunch of different drinks. He adds Native American tea to almost all the drinks. He also has desserts there, so if you guys want to go check that out, go check it out. It's really good. It never misses. We get this like probably a couple times a week, so go get yourself a boba drink at Native Boba. Now back to the show.
So the father was a real cheap ass, right?
Yeah, he was cheap as fuck, and just like that's why I said his family was always getting sick because they didn't have refrigeration like everybody else in the town, so all the food were probably was eating spoiled food most of the time.
Yeah. It does make sense because I mean like. If you guys are familiar with the story, I mean, you should be at this point. Everybody in America at this point should know about it. But if you're familiar with the story, it also comes out of just one day, just one random day.
Yeah, it was pretty much it was August 4th, 1992. But a little bit before all that happened, there was like some tensions in the family, like mostly with money shit.
Oh, is that when they were fighting?
Yeah, they were fighting. There was one incident that stands out to a lot of people was they didn't like his stepwife or their stepmother. They fucking hated her. They called her like a nasty old cow and shit.
Yeah, like even one of the townsmen, when they were doing their testimony, they were quoted saying that she said that she didn't like her. Yeah. She didn't like Abby, and that she mostly avoided her and stayed in her room.
Yeah, yeah. And even that morning, they didn't have breakfast with him because there's tensions in the family. Yeah. But one specific time, Abby's half sister, she was almost going to get evicted out of her house because she couldn't come up with the payments, but Andrew decided to buy the house and take care of everything. So that pissed off his daughters because they're like, well, what the fuck, like. So you get to help her siblings, and we don't even get our own property. Yeah. Like what the like? She got her own property before we got our own shit. So after Lizzie and her sister kept bugging their father, like, why the fuck does she get shit and we don't? Just jealousy, you know. The father ended up selling one of his properties that he has in the town to Lizzie and her sister Emma. It was Emma, right? Or is it Emma? Yeah. Emma, it was actually Lizzie's original birth house where she was born. Okay. And they're like, okay, we'll take that since, you know, because he just wanted probably just to shut them the fuck up. Like, here, take care of this property. It's yours now. But what's funny is that the girls didn't like hard labor. And they had to be landlords over there. Huh. They had to take care of property and people that lived there and stuff like that. So they ended up being spoiled little shits and it's like, I don't like the hard work. Let's sell it back to Dad for $5,000. Yeah. So they made a fucking how much of a profit from a $1?
Oh shit! So
that's like another thing that was kind of like they almost scammed their own father. Yeah, and they sold the house back to their dad for $5,000.
So this gives like a whole new perspective because like just reading like because I really didn't go into like the beforehand. So what I did was I went into detail on the facts of the day, how it started.
Well, this is cool because at least we're learning stuff.
Yeah, because like it makes perfect sense to me, like why a lot of the townspeople have this like nasty like opinion about Lizzie and Emma. I mean she's included in almost everything, but like it really brings into a different perspective on like why I thought maybe she may have not have done it. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay, so there's another thing that happened a little. Okay, so let's go into. So let's see. I know there's a time. I know I put it in here. So in May, there was another incident between Lizzie and her father. So this is May. So like a few months before the day happened. So Lizzie really liked birds and stuff. She liked pigeons and stuff. So she actually made a roost inside the barn for birds. So she had a bunch of birds in there that she cared for and stuff. And one day they had an argument or something, her and her father. And when Lizzie wasn't around, her father took a hatchet and killed all the fucking birds in the thing. So that probably pissed off Lizzie, which makes sense of what happens to them and what the murder weapon was later on. Like almost like revenge.
It does make sense.
Yeah. So it's starting to come like together a little bit. There was a...
Now, if you were to tell me there was 81 chickens in that son bitch, then
no shit, that'd be like, oh, fuck. Yeah. Makes a lot of sense. Fuck. I know there was another fact I had on here. I can't find it. Oh, yeah, so there's another one. So in July, that same year, there was an argument that was so bad that the two sisters decided to leave the house, and they stayed somewhere else in another location. And they consider it an extended vacation or something, just to get away from their their dad and their stepmom. Yeah. So that happened just in July, so that wasn't even that far away. And then there was another. This was brought up, but for some fucking reason, this wasn't even brought up in the court case. I don't know why. This is like a very important fact that kind of makes sense why all this shit happened. Lizzie was someone that worked at the pharmacy, so that Lizzie stopped by and was trying to buy like caustic acid. That's crazy. Yep. Like that is like a nail in like the case. Like that should be like, what the fuck? Like why do you need that? We got a call. That was weird.
I understand. Hello?
I don't think it's ever rang like that before.
What the fuck?
That was weird. You know, Lizzie.
It's Sarah.
It's Lizzie Borden. Sarah. It's her dead mother. Hey, Lizzie.
I'll talk about that after, but there's a reason why I said that.
That's crazy though.
Yeah.
That's weird. It's never done that, right? Never. Like, you usually have to like that. Huh. Okay.
So you want to get into like the day?
Yeah. So let's get before we get it. So the night before is when their Uncle John decided to stop by unexpectedly, which is. Before, he always used to call before ahead of time, let him know that he was coming to town. So this was unexpected. He showed up with no luggage the night before. Showed up there, asked to stay the night, and so that's why there was that night before all the murders happened. There was 6 people there.
Yeah.
He stayed in the guest bedroom, and now let's get to August 4th, 1992.
Yeah. So it just like I guess a normal day for the Bordens. Mm-hmm. You know, everybody, was kind of distant with each other, just kind of keeping away from each other. As you mentioned, breakfast was just Andrew and Abby by themselves. Emma and Emma was already gone from the house, and Lizzie was already planning on getting things together for her fishing excursion thingy that she's gonna get ready to go for a derby.
Yeah, because there was only 3 people at breakfast.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It was John,
Abby, and then Maggie.
Yeah.
Maggie, the maid.
And Andrew, was he there or no? No, he was brushing his teeth.
Yeah.
Wasn't he? Yeah.
And so then around
7:00, right?
Yeah, all right. So about 10:40. This is way after morning. Everybody kind of like scurries on doing their thing, and about 10:40 a.m., Andrew decides that he wants to take a nap because he's feeling a little.
Well, before that, he leaves the house. Andrew leaves the house.
Yeah. And
the reason he left the house is John left the house first, and Andrew saw him out the side door. John said that. So this is why John wasn't accused of anything, because he had an alibi. He went to go visit his nieces and nephews over on the other side of town. Andrew later on decided to leave because he wanted to go check on his businesses that were just down the street that we just talked about that he lived near. So he went on for a walk. He was gone for a few hours. And then Abby, his stepmother, was upstairs cleaning the guest bedroom that John was staying in because he just left and she was tidying up in the room. And then Maggie, she was feeling sick. Because obviously they don't have good refrigeration. Maggie was feeling kind of nauseous and ill, so she decided to go upstairs and take a nap, so hopefully that would help. And then the other sister was going to start cleaning the windows and stuff like that, so she actually went outside to go get the water and stuff like that. And so this all happened between 7 o'clock and 10:45.
Yeah, about 10:40.
Yeah, and then Andrew, on his way back, he tried to come in through the front door, but the screen door, all the door locks were locked for some fucking reason, which is strange. So you have to go to the side door, and that door was fucking locked, so you have to knock, and then that's when the sister went and heard the knock and then went to go let him in, and then he came in, and this is where...
Now where it starts off.
Yeah.
So after he, gets home, puts his hat down and decides he needs to, take a nap from the early morning... whatever you call it.
Yeah, like in the parlor room, I think, right?
Yeah, in the parlor room. So he just lays on the couch.
Yeah, Lizzie actually helps him later.
Yeah, so she lays him down on the couch, fluffs up his pillow and everything. And it was stated at this time Maggie had gone upstairs because she had explained to Mr. Andrews that she was feeling ill. And Lizzie was going to go outside to go look for her fishing equipment for a derby coming up.
Out in the barn, right?
Yeah, in the barn. And around 11:55, Lizzie stated that she heard a moaning and a loud noise like a fall. So she really didn't think about it. And then a few minutes later, she went in towards the front, and then she noticed the front door was open. So instead of investigating or anything, she kind of just walked right in, and you had just stated that the doors were locked, so it's kind of weird that the front door was just wide open. So on walking in, Lizzie had pretty much spotted Andrew from like the front door, basically.
Yeah, like into that room.
Yeah. So when she spotted Andrew, she let it out like a really loud yelp and cried and freaking out. And Maggie heard her because she wasn't asleep yet. So Maggie came down and I kind of like asked her what was going on. And so, Lizzie explained that, she just came in. She was looking for some weights. And when she came in, she noticed the door was open and that Mr. Andrew was murdered.
Yeah, she was like, she said, she's like, someone's murdered father.
Yeah. And then the weird thing about it is that Maggie stated, and what was so like circumstantial about this was like, what made me think is that she stated she saw her in a clean blue dress.
Yeah, that's really
like
strange.
Clean. Why would you say clean?
Yeah, throughout the whole case, they never said that there was blood splatter or anything.
Yeah. So Lizzie right away thought, well, might as well, you need to go let Abby know. Yeah. So when Maggie went upstairs to let Abby know, that's when she discovered Abby too was murdered.
Yeah, she was face down in the guest bed where she was cleaning.
Yep, where she was cleaning after her brother-in-law.
Yeah.
The next morning, she was found holding pillowcases because that's what she was doing was replacing the pillowcases.
Crazy. Should we put up some pictures?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm not like when we're filming. I'm not sure if we're gonna show the it might be blurred the body, but that's.
She says body.
So this is Andrew right here. Oh. You're gonna see him blown up on the screen, but it's pretty. So that's how he was found on the. Yeah, he was fucked up. Like there was some people that said that it didn't even when they saw his face, it didn't even look like he was a human.
No, it was the coroner kind of stated that the trauma that the skull took. Yeah. He was surprised that he was able to piece together as much as he was.
It's fucking crazy. Like his whole left side of his face is bashed the fuck in.
Yeah, I don't even I can't even begin to think about what kind of rage someone would have to be in.
So this kid,
that's 41 fucking.
Probably after 5 whacks they're dead. You know, just to keep hitting.
Yeah, to me that makes it makes it seem it's more personal.
Yeah.
Because they want that person, whoever it is, they want that individual to suffer just like they suffered.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could be somebody that he wronged, in his businesses or something.
Yeah,
but
it wasn't. He was known to have enemies.
Yeah.
In real estate, the textile mill stuff.
Yeah.
Because he was invested in a lot of stuff, and he did have a lot of enemies. And there was another thing that the Abby, the older sister, or not Abby, Emma, she was suspecting that people that someone was trying to poison the family because they kept getting sick, but I don't know if that was true. But another thing that Liz, in her testimony, she said that her father put his slippers on.
Yeah.
But in all the photos, he's wearing boots. A lot of her stuff that she says in her story is all doesn't make sense a lot of the time.
And then another thing too about this was what's iffy was that Lizzie stated that before she found her stepmom, they went to go get the neighbor.
Oh, yeah.
But Maggie stated that she went upstairs first to find the mom, and then they went to go get the neighbor.
Yeah.
So
there's another story too that Maggie went to go get because they found the mother, which is right here. So this is another view of. So she's face down. And what's crazy is that the murders, they don't think it happened at the same time because when they went to go see her blood was already dry.
Dried, yeah.
And the father's was still fresh, but she was face down. Right there. There's another photo of her right here somewhere. I think it's this one, I believe. If I can fucking open it. Come on, bro. Zoom in real quick. So that's her from the side, right there. She's face down.
Huh.
It's pretty fucked up. Ruined that beautiful carpet. I don't know. But yeah. So there's another story that. So after they discovered both parents, that she sent Maggie across the street because they're They're like, local doctor lived across the street, but when Maggie got there, well, Lizzie was standing at the door because she said that she thought the killer might still be inside. So she was standing like near the front door, and the neighbor noticed her standing on the front door, and then the neighbor went outside and was like, "What happened?" And she was like, "Someone killed mother and father."
Yeah.
And then Maggie was across the street, but the doctor was in there, so she left the note on the door because he was in there. And then I think the neighbor or someone ended up calling the police after that. Yeah.
It's a weird story because there's a lot of different reports and a lot of stories, but a lot of people stated that like the neighbor stated that she saw Lizzie faint outside the door.
Yeah, see that.
And then another one stated that they believe that the wife was killed after she witnessed the husband's murder, which doesn't make sense because how the fuck is her blood dried before his?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, it does make sense if you really think about it as like a forensic type of way, because you look at the body, he's sitting up.
Yeah.
Okay, and she's laying straight down, so that gives more opportunity for the blood flow to. One, blood to go out all the way, and two, for nothing to keep pumping. Yeah. So it allows for coagulation or whatever. Yeah. And then you think about him, he's sitting up. Yeah. So the blood is going to come out of your head. Yeah. It's not coming from your body, your legs and your stomach area, your abdomen right away. Yeah. So, we all know, like, if you take a brain injury or head injury, your heart still can pump. Yeah. So there's no telling, like, maybe, the indication of the injuries wasn't like too much trauma to the brain to where it completely killed him, but it was enough to where it rendered him pretty much like a vegetable, and the only thing that was going was his heart, and it was still pumping blood. Maybe, yeah. I don't know. That's the only thing I could really think of that could match that description of the story of the wife being killed after she noticed.
So I got another picture of Andrew. This is like more of a shows you how fucked up he is. Like I'm pretty sure his brain was gone. Yeah. Watch, I'm gonna show you. So this is after they moved him. It's pretty gruesome. I'm gonna warn you on that one. Okay, so this is what his head looked like. Oh, my. Everything's gone. Pretty much just this right here.
So, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's part of his head, man. Yeah. Right here.
Or it looks like a cloth.
Might be. I think that's part of him.
But no. I can see his beard and his face.
Yeah, it's right here. Yeah. Maybe his brain's like right here, I guess. Yeah. His whole face is.
So it's not. I thought it was like if they opened it up, kind of looking, but you can just see like maybe the way he was killed was to the point to where it was like the back of his skull. Yeah. So because it does look like he was maimed or like his skin was pulled back from right here. Fuck! Well, I got it.
We're back. We had a little mishap on the light and the backdrop thing.
Whoever set this shit up is stupid.
But so it was pretty brutal. There was another thing that kind of like because Lizzie said she never went upstairs after she came down, which is to Maggie's testimony. She said that when she was trying to let Andrew in, because the doors were locked, that she heard Lizzie giggle upstairs. So that kind of places Lizzie near Abby's body, which makes sense. Like why? Like maybe because she probably would have killed him right there, because that gave like a whole hour for that blood to dry. So it had to have been like around that time before Andrew got there. I think. I don't know.
So we all know that. Of course, the cops thought she was going to be the main suspect, Lizzie.
Yeah. Like it was weird is that she was so calm. Yeah. Like she was like the detectives said that she was pretty calm and not like hysterical or anything the whole time. And they found her dress, like she said, there's no blood splatter, there was no like fucking mess on her dress or anything. They did find a couple of bloody rags in the basement, in the cellar area, but Lizzie said that she was on the rag at the time. That's what it was, so that they didn't really fuck with it after that. They were kind of like, ew.
Shit.
but it could have been bloody rags.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, like, no. If I were to kill somebody, okay, this is hypothetical here. If I were to kill somebody, I would honestly think about doing it naked too, because it makes sense. Because you don't have no clothes to destroy. Yeah. All you have to do is run the shower.
Yeah. Well, they didn't have rain water.
Yeah, or at least wash yourself.
Yeah. At least get a bucket from outside.
That's all you have to do. Like, I mean, and with those times, you don't have to worry about like luminol, forensics, nothing, fingerprints. So literally, it was just like, as long as you didn't see me do it, I didn't do it.
It's crazy. Like, it was crazy that she had to do it twice, because she killed somebody, she had to clean up after herself, and then look presentable again, kill someone else, and then do it again. That's a lot of work. Yeah. That's crazy. Like, she could have done it naked, honestly, because Maggie was outside or upstairs asleep, and then the whole cleaning the windows shit, she didn't really have to like she was outside most of the time. Yeah. So I don't know. It's so fucking weird. And then the cops, when they looked at the whole thing, they did find like multiple hatchets throughout the fucking house. They found probably like 5 of them. There's one that they really thought was the murder weapon. It was the one that had a broken handle. Yeah. It was just like the top part, but you could see the wood still stuck in it. But the cops thought it was like freshly broken, and it was thrown it was downstairs, and it was like covered in like ash and stuff. Like someone tried to make it look like it was old axe or something that has been sitting there forever. So they think that was the murder weapon, which makes sense.
So I want to give my own opinion on it. I mean, because she was never found guilty. Or
yeah, because we're gonna get into that too. Yeah, like so the mayor and the city marshal went up to Lizzie and told her that they were thinking that she was the suspect, and she right away was just like, "Oh, well, take me in then. Let's get this over with. If you guys think it's me," wasn't really like any guilt really, which was kind of weird. And then they went into court. She was actually held in one of the jails for like I think a few months before her case came up.
Yeah, and because the trial started on June 5th of 1893. Yeah,
so she was held there for a while, and she thought, and what she said, like I think she wrote something that she thought that it was pretty much she was going to be convicted guilty. With the trial, there's 12 jurors, all men, because the women weren't allowed to be jurors at the time. And she, throughout the whole damn trial, she was like in a lot of the stuff she made, like contradicted the other shit she was saying, you know, like almost everything.
Yeah.
Or she would just say like, "Oh, I don't know what you're asking." She would just like play dumb most of the time.
Yeah. Like the one testimony that really got me was from Russell, Miss Alice Russell.
Yeah.
The reason why I say this is because what she was quoted saying, what Lizzie said was that she feels like something's coming over her, that she feels like there's something that she just can't escape from, and then like to be like perfectly quoted was, "There's something hanging over me. I cannot tell what it is, and it just I feel afraid that something is going to happen." She wanted to go to sleep with one eye open, and half the time for fear somebody might burn the house down or hurt her father because he was so discourteous to people. So, to me, right there, like, why would you say that?
Yeah.
Like, right there, to me, that makes you a guilty person off bat because.
Wait, who was this again?
Lizzie.
Oh, Lizzie. Okay.
Lizzie told this to Alice, and Alice was
she was like venting to somebody.
Yeah,
or one of her
she was just like, just somebody who. Lizzie like confided in and stuff.
Yeah, like one of her homies.
Yeah, basically, and like to me, that like it makes you look guilty, but at the same time, it doesn't, because I mean, it could be like, I mean, she wasn't a teenager at all during this. But,
no, she was a pretty smart girl though.
Yeah,
because she went to school and she went to a woman's seminary or something like that. She wasn't dumb.
Yeah. I mean, she was, what, 30 when this happened?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, you really think about all of it. Like, I mean, you get fed up with your stepmother always barging in. Your father's cheap as fuck.
You know the money was going to go to your stepmother.
Yeah. And, like, I mean, the perfect cover-up is your help, your maid.
Yeah.
Because your maid is literally not getting shit.
Like, I honestly feel like it was both of them.
What I think it was because Maggie ended up living with Emma and Lizzie after all this happened.
Yeah, they got Emma got the whole inheritance, but she split it with her sister.
Yeah, and they ended up buying a house on the hill right above their their parents' house. So my thing was that I think Lizzie was the one who pulled the trigger, by meaning swinging the axe.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think her and Emma decided to kill the parents.
That's why Emma wasn't there.
Yeah.
She was just like, well, it'd be better if...
if one of us was...
So even if I do get caught, I'm the takes the fall.
Yeah.
I take the fall.
Exactly. Okay. I feel like them two plotted the whole thing. Maggie was just there to make sure she had a...
She was like a witness.
Yeah, she had a story, an alibi.
Yeah.
So that if things were to go right, at least there was a little backup.
Yeah, so she could say like, "Oh, well, this happened. And I didn't remember seeing that."
Yeah,
so,
and it makes sense too, because like she was quoted several times saying that Lizzie was in a blue, clean dress.
Yeah, like that pretty much solidified like her innocence.
Yeah,
like even if she was guilty, because like there's no way you didn't see blood splatter or blood on her or anything like that. No way, Maggie. Come on, like there's no way. Like that means that with her testimony saying that she was clean the whole time. Yeah. That means that it totally took that eyes off Lizzie, which I think it was both, like all three of them, which is fucking crazy. Because guaranteed Maggie was treated like shit too by Andrew and stuff. Guaranteed.
Oh, she's the slave.
Yeah.
No, I think she's the maid. Of course she is. That's why I think of it as like a perfect plot, because you have the older sister who's like I want to say like the mastermind, okay?
Yeah.
And then you have the psychopath little sister that's willing to do it.
Yeah, no shit. I honestly think they would have done it that night if
John didn't show up. Yeah.
I think that threw a wrench in their plan.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And it would have probably fallen a lot smoother if John didn't show up, because
they could have been like, oh, someone came in at night.
Yeah, and not only that, but Maggie was already planning on leaving in the morning.
Yeah.
Or left in the morning. And then, Lizzie, for some fucking reason, wanted to go fishing.
Yeah, because if they were like we woke up and they were dead, we didn't know. It could have been anybody that came in at night and killed everybody, and they didn't know. It would have been an easy getaway. Because then there's no witnesses, nothing.
Yeah, and it makes sense too, because like when somebody foils your plans and you still got to get it done that night before, or that night, no matter what, or that next day, anyways. You wait for your uncle to leave. Okay.
Yeah, like let's get it done. Yeah.
Dad's gone.
Yeah.
Maggie's sick. I'm gonna go upstairs.
Yeah, that's such a weird story. It's like, oh, she randomly felt sick that specific time.
Yeah.
That Abby might have been.
And nobody else was sick.
Yeah.
John, Abby, Emma, or Lizzie weren't sick.
Yeah.
So it makes like whoever the fucking detectives are were fucking stupid.
Fucking trash.
Like shit, I never went to law school or nothing, and I can fucking figure this out easily.
I think back then they were just, volunteers most of the time. No?
That and like not only that, but I mean shit. You really think about who's paying your pocket.
Yeah, no shit. It's usually the wealthy people that live there. Oh man, it's crazy. I think honestly that theory is
the number one.
Yeah, I think so. Because I can't see in any other way of because if someone came in, there's like two other people there, and I could see somebody.
Yeah.
There's no way someone and the neighbor outside people could have saw someone fucking come in. Yeah.
So okay, let me ask you a question. If John were to do it, how do you think he did it?
John? Okay, so this is just like hypothetically, if I was John, fuck, that's hard. Because they all ate breakfast together, the three of them.
Now, what if John is in on it, though?
It could, if I was John, it would be easy because I'd be like, I'm gonna go visit my niece and nephew on the other side of town, and then just hid somewhere on the property. Came in when they weren't paying attention, killed the stepmom, went outside and then hid somewhere else, and then waited for the other guy to come and kill him. But what's stupid to me, like, why keep anybody alive? You know, witnesses and shit. Like, we might as well kill Lizzie and Maggie too. You know, why?
Well, okay. What if Lizzie and Maggie promised John cash?
Maybe
because they knew that they weren't gonna get caught. And if if it was just Maggie, Lizzie's still gonna end up inheriting the cash anyway.
Hey John, take this money and take a hike.
Because it makes fucking sense. Like I mean, he don't even have to be the killer or even in on the plot. Mm-hmm. All Lizzie has to do is, hey, I'm gonna pay you 100 shekels to say, hey, you fucking yeah, fuck yeah. Well, anyways, he paid him 100 shekels to fucking just to say I was there for breakfast and I left because I wanted to go visit my other niece and nephew.
Yeah. I think it would be $8.
Yeah, well, not at that time.
Yes, it would.
Yeah, 1892. Yeah, it's like
oh yeah, duh. Never mind.
It was like 700s. I think it's like coins and shit. But.
It's actually paper notes.
Was it?
Yeah, because it was like the...
Yeah, well, it was like the beginning of dollars because paper notes were pretty much like a promise
like
of silver.
IOU,
of gold and silver. Yeah.
That's what dollars are, basically.
Yeah, it's the same shit,
But yeah, dude, like, it makes perfect sense to me, like, that the uncle could be in it too. Like if your nieces aren't happy, your fucking brother's treating him like shit because he married a new fucking snatch, like...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I think John Morse is actually Sarah Morse's brother. Yeah. So it makes sense. Yeah, it's like, well, like, don't you fucking hate him? You remarried that quick. Like,
shit. In all honesty, I mean, that would be perfect. Like, you got your Uncle John who hates him. Like, he'd be the perfect fall guy too, if anything.
Yeah. Oh shit. It's crazy that she got acquitted though.
Yeah.
Like another thing. People thought that. The reason the jury, because it only took 90 minutes for them to decide.
Yeah, it was a 90
minutes, and they think that because she was like a good Christian girl, and then the whole jury was all Christian men, that they thought someone that's one of us could never possibly do this crazy thing, and a woman, because at the time women were considered a lot weaker. Like, women couldn't kill a man,
And not only that, but this was probably like the times where that part of the justice system was really looked at when it came to like being prejudiced or like I guess sexist towards women because of the whole fucking Salem witch trials and shit. Like
because this case was pretty much considered the O.J. Simpson case of the 1800s.
Yeah, fucking
because it was just like we got all this facts and shit, but you saying that you don't you still got away with it,
Yeah, fucking A, goddamn, I got the chills.
Oh, you got the OJ chills.
No, OJ is fucking creasing to me. But yeah, dude, like it makes total sense that it was all a collaborated thing. That then 3 girls were in on it, and Uncle John was just an extra
maybe
pocket, an extra wallet.
Yeah, like that could be, and but mostly just the 3 of them. Like that's like a solid case, like because Emma happened not to be there, and Lizzie was like, I'll take the fall if it does have, so it's not both of us. So at least the money goes somewhere, not just to someone else. But
so it like totally makes like perfect sense on like being set up, to be murdered by, people that you downed. You literally made them struggle.
So another crazy thing is that the funeral was open casket.
Mm-hmm.
Open casket funeral.
Can you imagine the smell?
Imagine your loved one seeing them with a face bashed in for service.
I wonder when embalming was made.
I don't even know.
Let me look that up real quick.
I think it was pretty early on, no? Embalming?
Yeah, because that's where they started using cadavers just to experiment on.
Yeah, I think there is embalming at the time. But that's crazy. Imagine seeing like your father's head bashed in or your mom's.
Oh yeah, fucking A, it was 2000 or 2600 BCE.
God damn.
That was the Egyptians.
Yeah, but this case was so famous. Like even people in California heard this story, and like it was like everybody was like tuning into the newspapers and stuff for this case to see what
It's like 2,000 miles away.
The famous Lizzie Borden, like if she's gonna get away with it, because it kept update, with the case was going on, and it was such a famous thing that in the funeral there was actually 5,000 people that showed up to the funeral over there. And there were some of that were like people that were associates with the family and stuff, but most of them were just people that just wanted to see what happened, be in the house, because the funeral there was in the house. It was in the parlor area. That's where they had the open coffins, and Lizzie actually kissed her father on the only intact cheek that she had. Yeah, kissed him on the cheek.
Damn, man, that's gotta be gnarly shit just to fucking like witness. Like, I mean, not only that, but I mean. Like, if she was the murderer, you gotta have some balls to fucking be able to go and do that shit.
Oh, shit. I think that would be the only one that would be, like, brave enough to kiss someone that looked like that. Like we have to get that face where you can see inside their head, Like, that's some crazy shit.
I mean, there's no telling, too. Maybe they just fucking... And then bandaged it up.
I hope so. I fucking at least have a cloth or something. Holy shit. Look at my father's back molars.
Yeah, I mean, they really... I mean, to be honest, I mean, I wouldn't see why they wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I hope so. I don't know. Times are weird, but...
Yeah, I mean, then, too, like, at that time, around those times, you had pictures with fucking rigor mortis bodies and shit like that.
You pose with your dead relative.
That's fucking
for
weird.
hours, because, like, you have to, like, have the photo set and shit. It's crazy.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Like just thinking about like most photography back in the day was literally just to remember dead people.
Yeah, and you can always tell like who's the dead one, is the one that's actually this is mirroring or anything. It's the one that's perfectly still. Yeah. It's fucking weird. And then so the funeral happened, and then they took the bodies to the grave site, which was only like 5 minutes away, like a 5-minute walk. But that wasn't the end of their thing. They actually took the heads off the bodies. And they made molds or casts of them, and they put them in acid to take all the flesh off the bones. And they had them in the court area.
Fish court,
they had them in the during the trial, just so they could see it. And a lot of people were creeped out by it because just seeing like the victim skulls, so they could actually see how brutal it was. Like, it's fucking crazy. And then later on, their heads weren't replaced back on their bodies. They put them in separate boxes and then put them like a foot above where their casket was. So their heads are not even attached to their bodies. It's some fucked up shit. It's like, first I'm murdered, now you take my head off, take all the flesh off, now put my head in a box? Like, what the fuck?
Like, my thing is, like, what did you do with the acid? Did you pour it in the ground?
No shit, drink it, and it's gone.
Or is their flesh just somewhere still there?
Probably, because I know it just like dissolves, but like fucking, it's like it's got to be a soup of some sort.
Right. Like that's one thing I always thought of. Like, what happens to like the material that the acid doesn't eat?
Yeah, it's fucking gross.
Like, does it just sit at the bottom of the barrel, or does it like fizz off into like, like, you know how like when some acid touches things, it's like sizzles and then it like just smokes.
Yeah, it just goes into the air. Yeah. But that's fucking some crazy shit they did with the bodies. Like, if that place isn't haunted, I don't know why it wouldn't be. Like, some crazy shit happened there.
And to me, honestly, like, I've always thought of this like this quote that I can't remember what the doctor that quoted this, but they always say that you can tell that there's either a psychopath or just someone who had the choice of killing somebody is by the choice of weapon. Because if it is a gun, that means that it wasn't as personal. Yeah. But if it is like an axe,
like a melee weapon,
a hammer, or a fucking like a melee weapon, then it's more coming from a personal place.
You know what's crazy about the axe killings? A lot of them, they're always done with a blunt end.
Yeah,
it's fucking psycho.
Oh, the backside. Yeah.
Yeah, the sharp, the unsharp, this bashing someone's head in. That's fucking sick.
Yeah, like, cause I never really thought about that. Like, I mean, it's like cutting a piece of wood. Like, if the wood is hard enough, it's gonna get stuck.
But like you would think like I want his death to be quick, so ding, and then pull it out. But if you want someone like something personal, you'd probably use a blunt.
Suffer, fuck yeah.
Like that's crazy.
My biggest thing is if I've ever had a kid and that kid was either abused, tortured, or killed, definitely I want that motherfucker to suffer. Like there was be no like ifs, ands, and buts about it. And like, to be totally honest with you, like, if somebody made me have the fucking shits all the time because the motherfucker didn't want to have a
was too cheap,
yeah, then damn right I would probably kill you.
Yeah, and giving like your stepmom and her family all the property.
Yeah,
and stuff
fucking
like
A, no?
Yeah, like what the fuck? Were your daughters too? Like, what the fuck?
I mean, that makes me even more pissed off, like, to the fact of like, you didn't even think about your other kids before you thought about the one kid that's not even yours.
No shit, you bought your like
step kid.
It wasn't even a kid. It was a step or her half sister.
Yeah.
So it was just like his sister-in-law, I guess.
Yeah.
Bought her a whole house. Like what the fuck? Like before your own kids. Like,
yeah. That's what sucks. Like to think about like a lot of shit. Like what a lot of families go through. Like, but at the end of the day too, like we don't know like the relationship between Andrew and Sarah. Like we didn't get to see that part, unfortunately.
Yeah. Because she died like a couple years when the girls were still kids, and it's fucking nuts. And then the whole bird killing thing too, like it makes sense that she would use an axe. Like, oh, you killed all my fucking birds with an axe, might as well kill you with a same
that's what I'm saying. If there was it don't have to be 80 chickens. What if it was 40?
Yeah.
And because the dad was like the 41 person or thing in that building, he deserved.
What's that song again?
It was
Get down, dude. Put the beat down. Oh.
Shut the fuck up. It's Lizzie Borden. What? Hold on. I had it.
Oh, you wrote it down?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. This is like some 1800s fucking freestyle right here.
Shut the fuck up. Give me a beat, bro.
Oh, I don't even. I was like,
Just fucking Seth Rogen laughing. Just. It says Lizzie Borden took an axe and gave her mother 40 whacks. And when she saw what she had done, she gave her fodder 41. God damn, all native as fuck. She gave her fodder 41.
That's a native boba tea.
Right? Shout out.
Makes you speak native, bro.
God
Shit. Green drink, great good.
What's up, guys? I just wanted to give you guys a little heads up. Right now, we got a little drink from Native Boba. Yeah, this is the native Thai drink. It's very good. It's made with all natural Native American tea, sourced specially from Jimmy's brother himself. You can find it shop in Old Town, and make sure you give him a little shout out and say the Pitch Dark Boy sent you there.
But it was a crazy case. Like Lizzie, you were guilty as fuck, and you lived like pretty long life after a comfortable ass life.
Yeah, I was gonna say you took over your father's fucking businesses and shit.
Yeah, that motherfucker when he was murdered, he was worth $500,000. In today's money, that's worth $10 to $12 million in today's money. That's crazy.
To be like 100%, it's $11.825 million.
That's crazy, dude. And Andrew was a self-made man. He wasn't no inheritance, nothing. And you get killed by your daughter.
Well, I mean, like I said,
if you're an asshole though. But.
Yeah, like I said, if you're really cheap, I mean, like. There's cheap, but that's fucked up.
Some where like it's easily available.
Yeah.
Like it's like it would make me like oh kids like there's gonna be no running water or anything just because I don't feel like paying.
Yeah, exactly.
And if I was rich, you know, like
that doesn't make fucking sense.
Yeah.
Because it's like we're gonna save money. Like bitch.
Shit. Because he was into real estate. Milling textile stuff, and then he was also into like the banks and stuff.
Yeah.
So he had plenty of money for different areas.
And he was getting ready to start a printing business.
Yeah. So this guy had money. He was just didn't care for his family to be like just cheap as fuck.
That's gotta be fucking crazy to know. Like you got so far in life to be killed by somebody that you fucking made.
No shit, no, that's crazy. It'd be like me having a kid and that kills me. Like, what the fuck? It'd be like, Jimmy, it'd be like one of the kids killing you in the future, you know?
Yeah. Just because you fed him macaroni one night when they wanted steak.
Yeah, and while you're sleeping.
It'd be the other way.
Oh, goddamn.
Yeah, while you're sleeping, though. Yeah, that's crazy.
Fucking scary.
Imagine that. It's so...
I mean, there's kids like that today who fucking do that shit.
Yeah, that'd be scary, like getting killed in your sleep because you just didn't even know it was coming. You know, just fucking just
like
wake
see,
up
like
dead.
that's what I've always wanted
How do you wake
to.
up dead?
I don't. Well, you wake up in the afterlife.
That's what I've always wanted to know is like what happens when that happens? Like, do you just like does your dream just continue on?
No shit. No.
Or do you just like your dream is like going and then just like the tape just gets cut and it's like
oh shit, you end up like in Beetlejuice's world.
And it's just like where that flash of the fucking projector comes and it's just like white.
Oh
like,
shit! Oh weird. I don't know, like it's running out of
yeah,
film or
like that's
something.
exactly what I fucking picture. Somebody dying in their sleep.
God damn, that's fucking weird. And they end up like in the office at Beetlejuice now, like take a number.
Oh god damn it! Ball sitting there. All weird,
Shit, no, some guy with like a shark bite or something. Because of weird deaths. Fuck, but that's the whole story. It's a weird trip. The paranormal stuff is pretty like when people visit there. There's always like well, okay, so there's a house that's actually next door. Like a few years before the murders happened, there was 2 kids that were murdered, and then the mom killed herself because of it. Yeah, it was like right next door, and a lot of people think that the spirits sometimes go into that house because people that live or stay in the overnight, they hear kids playing sometimes, or like they'll hear like kids giggling or some shit, which is weird.
What if Lizzie killed them?
No shit, no, that'd be weird now.
I mean, it makes sense to me. Like, if somebody killed somebody already, and you were tasked to kill your parents, it would be less of a
like I've done it before.
Yeah, like not only that, but it's like less of like that like that initial nervousness, like like getting sick kind of shit.
I can't remember what that place is called. It's like Dr. Kenny's building or some shit like that. I don't remember what it's called.
But like it would make sense too, like if by some chance just those kids just died by Lizzie's hands,
no
you know
shit.
what I mean? Like, I mean, you never know. You never know. Huh.
Well, there's one more. There's one thing we forgot. The fucking when she was fucking destroying that dress.
Oh,
Remember?
yeah, fuck.
The next day.
Yeah.
She said, "Oh, there was paint on this dress. I had to burn it."
Yeah.
And the cops were inside the building,
Stupid ass.
like checking out the house, and they didn't even like bother. Like, oh, let me check that dress out first. She was burning it on top of the stove because they didn't have electricity, so she had to like heat up the stove with like wood and shit. So she had to wait, and then she burned it. That's so crazy. Like she just burned evidence in front of a cop's face.
Yeah. That's like me, like having a bunch of embezzlement papers and like fucking lighting just one massive ass joint in front of them. And it's like just all the papers in one.
Oh shit! Or like the cops looking for drugs in your place and you just eat them in front of your.
Oh, fucking no. But at the same time, like you said, though, there's no telling how the cops were paid back then. There's no telling like if it was just volunteer work.
Yeah.
And then not only that, but there's no telling if
Yeah.
throw a couple of shekels at them,
Shekels. And there's no like there was no like process of like, oh, we gotta conserve evidence and stuff like that. It was just like, let's go look around and touch shit.
Yeah, like it makes total sense. Like I said, it was probably like, to me, like I said, it makes more of a sense that they didn't convict her because of the whole like, what do you call that shit? The whole like thought of courts being sexist towards women.
Yeah.
Like that makes perfect sense to me on why she was found not guilty.
Yeah. Plus, yeah, because I think that like, well, a woman couldn't possibly kill her.
Yeah, like
you know?
she's too weak. She's a woman. Yeah.
Yeah,
like it makes total sense because I mean. And not only that, but men thought they were so fucking smart, but retarded as fuck in reality. And then, you know what I mean? Like, how many times in history alone were men wrong?
No, a lot. Yeah.
I mean, I'm even wrong half the time, but I still act like I fucking was
I'm wrong
right
now. I don't know what for, but I'm wrong.
Oh, my God. I don't even understand what that meant. It blew my mind.
But it's crazy that this is still a cold case, but... And then there was a TV show that actually brought up the case again. They tried solving it, and they even had like a jury and stuff, like a mock jury and everything, and they still were hung on it. Like there was a couple of people that didn't think she was like.
How the fuck do you not think?
I don't know, and it was a couple of girls that didn't think that she was like.
Well, of course, like it's so fucked up. Like I'm gonna say it, but of course, bro. Like it's so fucked up. Like
I think there's one that was just like I'm not sure, so I can't really definitively say it was her. Yeah, but still.
Fuck no, I like straight up think like it was a whole trio of things and John fucked it up by showing up that night.
Yeah.
And it had to happen that time because there had to be like a major merge or Andrew was getting ready to fucking bounce on a trip.
Yeah, and even like, what if like John came back that night and they couldn't do it again? You know, like fuck, you know, we have to do it during the day because if he comes back tonight to stay, we can't do it tonight. So it's gonna have to be during somehow. Maggie, she'll come up with some fake shit.
Yeah.
And it'll, you know, it's like, it's crazy. Yeah, like, I think she was guilty as fuck. Like she was destroying evidence in front of cops. She was there's an axe like with the stick broken, which makes sense why the stick was maybe it was so soaked in blood and that she couldn't get it off. So she just like broke it, threw it somewhere, and then just had the axe head because she could clean the steel still, you know. But fuck.
I mean, a lot of theories make sense, but then it's just like, how the fuck do you not see the evidence like right in your face?
like we were there, but like she fucking did it. Like,
and I would like and see that's the crazy thing too is like you think about cops then and to like cops now. Cops then didn't have to go through education,
not like
training,
now,
background, all that bullshit. All they had to say was, "I want to be a cop."
Yeah, or my dad was the sheriff last.
Yeah, and not only that, but she was a smart woman. She went to school.
Yeah,
like there's no telling like how much IQ she had over those fucking detectives.
No shit, she might have been even smarter. Yeah.
Like, and not only that, but like even the defense attorney. You know what I mean? Like he only went to school. You know what I mean? Like she went to Harvard.
Even the jurors are probably fucking dumb too. They're just random picks.
I don't even think Harvard was a thing then.
I don't know.
But I know she went to like pretty much like a sort of education that was like a college for women.
Yeah, because she went like after high school. Yeah, so she wanted to further her education. And the jurors, you don't know who they are. You know, they're random men that just happen to be in the town and they don't know what the fuck is going on.
Or not only that, well, like, what if the jury was either some of the guys that Andrew wronged or had relations like family to those people?
Never know. Yeah. Fuck, it's some crazy shit though.
It makes you even think like,
don't you wish you could like be there just to like go like just go check it out?
But at the same time, like I don't even know like what like. It just trips me out because like if I were to go back in time, how much smarter and how much more shit can I process than these other people?
Yeah.
Like,
oh, shit.
Like that makes to me that makes me scared, realizing how far we've evolved from shit like that.
Shit. You know, be scary though. Like, what if someone else took you out because you were getting too close? You know.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fucking scary, and you're not even in your own time. You know, you don't have anyone to confide in either. You're just on your own. Fuck, Jimmy. Man.
Oh.
Do you think she's guilty? Why?
Well, she's a woman and usually, or back then.
Just turn your back on your own kind. I was gonna.
No, because back then they hated their husbands, their fathers so much just because of all that shit. Just the way they get treated, and of course she'd be resentful.
Yeah.
And just like you guys said, she went to school. She made a plan. All of that. Got people involved.
The house?
Didn't the maid get some money too?
Well, she lived with one of them, right?
She stayed with Emma and Lizzie.
Yeah.
Damn. She stayed after the whole shabaka went down.
Yeah, so you probably already know she's probably got some money.
Yeah, because I think like with most of these crimes, you just follow the money, and that's whoever's inheriting it and whoever's getting the money is usually the one that has the most to gain.
Yeah.
So like
follow the rich white man, as Chris Tucker said.
Yeah. Yeah, because you just follow the money, and whoever could benefit the most out of those people's deaths is usually the one that did it.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
I mean, it goes back, like a lot of these high-profile cases, like now, like to bring in like wealth and stuff like that. Like, do you think the whole Titanic thing, the conspiracy of it being a swapped-out boat, do you think that it could be real?
Maybe.
That JP Morgan.
It was like an insurance thing. Yeah. I looked into it. Some of it seems legit, and then some of it's not, because with the pieces they brought from the Titanic, like inside the boat, they had specific serial numbers on each part, so they had to switch almost everything, not just the letters outside, and everything matched up to the Titanic serial numbers. So it'd be like a really hard thing to fucking match. You would actually have to go back inside and re-weld every number that was welded on each piece. So it's kind of like not true. I don't think so, but.
It just built too quickly, and they just didn't see the fucking iceberg. That was it.
Yeah.
Well, there was proof that there was damage on the bow already, and then they repaired it.
Yeah.
So I mean, a cheap ass repair job can fuck it up.
Yeah, because it's an iceberg's pretty fucking. It's
Thick,
frozen
yeah.
ice. Yeah. You ever punch ice? That shit fucking hurts.
Even punching water is dense as fuck.
Yeah. That's great because you already have the pressure of the ocean coming in on the boat already, and then when you have something hit it, it's extra pressure. Yeah. So it makes sense, yeah. Because I looked into it, and I was like, "Fuck, that'd be really cool if it was really switched out." But it'd just be such a big job, you know, to like, because you'd have to switch, you'd have to re-weld the serial numbers on every part of the boat.
The only part that gets me was that the fact of that J.P. Morgan was supposed to be on that boat.
Yeah, and then
just somehow, some way, he just didn't show up.
Yeah, so it's weird how like history has like so many coincidences. Sometimes it's on accident that it makes it look like it, and then really, it sucks when it happens because it makes you like I feel like everybody found something, and then it's not.
And then it's all fucking sad.
It does because sometimes you're like, fuck, that'd be a cool ass story, you know, and then
like when we thought that dude's treasure was up in fucking Bobcat.
Yeah, we thought it was like might even been in the Sandy Mountains.
Yeah.
We were like, oh, maybe.
We were fucking way off.
Yeah, it was even near there.
It was in Wyoming.
Because we were like, oh, maybe it's there, you know, like he's saying like this shit.
Now Moreno, I'm like, Moreno Brown, bro, it's fucking Bobcat.
Yeah, red rocks, because remember Sandias look red when the sun sets.
No,
some shit like that. Like, just really building it up in our heads. And then,
so like it makes sense on like the hype of shit and like that.
Yeah, sometimes you want to be the person that cracks up the code. God damn.
Oh, watch out, native fucking teeth. It's so killer, it'll kill you. No, God damn, fucking died on that fucking boba.
Yeah, damn. Kyle almost died on some nuts or some balls.
Some little balls. Some mini balls. That shit fucking hurt, dude. I almost cried there. I couldn't get it out.
Oh, it just popped in there, dude.
Fuck, bro.
But that's it for Lizzie Borden, I think. That was fun. Yeah. Like just talking about a whole case, you know, going deep dive like crazy. But yeah, so we also, and if you guys go on our merch shop, we bought a pair of Lizzie's used underwear. So if you guys want to snip, no, oh God,
you want a sniff of it?
See what the 1890s smell like.
God damn. See what the 1880 cooter smell like.
Oh damn.
I'm washed as fuck.
Oh God damn. They actually used rags for their menstrual shit. Ew. It's crazy.
I'm on you. What the fuck?
We'll see you guys later. Later, guys.